Good morning to all. Thank you for being here today. If possible, I would like to request all of you to switch on your cameras for a moment so that we can begin the day with your smiles. Thank you so much for being here today with us in such large numbers so that we can get our message and the knowledge we have with us here today to as far and wide as possible. We'll now commence the session with a message from our founder, architect Geeta Balakrishnan.
Good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome to everyone for this 13th edition of our Sense and Sensibility lecture series. We are truly delighted to have so many diverse and enthusiastic colleges join us here today. I'd like to extend a special welcome to our esteemed partner colleges whose support has been instrumental in making this event have an impact right in their studios and classrooms for a new generation of architects to learn. This is an important occasion for us. There are various initiatives that are being launched under the Ethos Foundation banner and the ARCOS banner. And this really is the launch pad for our project board, which expands to building on design histories. It's being seen as a transformative initiative aimed at bringing the spotlight on the value of traditional wisdom and skills, fostering innovation, and revitalizing indigenous architecture and vernacular arts and crafts. The focus for this session and project in particular is on creating awareness for the preservation and celebration of what I call invisible monuments, which are very different from the regular connotations attributed to the word monument. The word monument usually conjures up in our mind edifices of a certain scale, built for certain purposes. Instead, what I mean by invisible monuments is that they are hidden gems, little relics scattered across the landscape that are actually visible to the eye, but not really getting the attention that is due to them. These are the homes of people, common people, the places where they learn, the places where they interact, the places where they market, the places where they practice their craft. And these places speak volumes about the culture and the rich building heritage of the communities to which they belong. I can recall so many instances from both my walks, be it Delhi to Kolkata or subsequently from Kolkata to Dhaka, where it was the site of these humble but yet exquisite structures, which are usually unassuming in appearance, held within them stories and traditions of generations. These are spaces and buildings where common people have over time lived, interacted, learned, and evolved. Most of these are usually lost to eternity since they are not perceived as important. Often labeled as kacha, many of these structures are the first to face an uncertain fate as times change. This transformation poses a significant challenge to preserving the rich tapestry of our cultural heritage. These are the buildings, these are the spaces that actually tell the story of a land, of a place, of a people, and of their evolution. I'm also happy to announce that 5 colleges of Odisha and Ethos Foundation are embarking on the Odisha Walking Studio, starting to be flagged off on the 20th of September. This is a first of its kind initiative where I will have the students from our partner colleges join me on parts of my walk as we attempt to study and document this cultural treasure Grove, along the route from Konarak, Puri, Raghurajpur, Pipali, Dhauli, and finally ending at the state capital of Bhubaneswar. Our focus will be to engage with invisible monuments, arts, crafts, people, places, and spaces. I'm sure this will be a forerunner for more such walking studios. Today, I could not have asked for more accomplished speakers for the launch of both Aishwarya Titnis and Hina Devi Singh from Jugadopolis, who are tirelessly working on conservation projects with a difference. On the other hand, I was fortunate to be introduced to Ronojoy Sen, an invisible monument of another kind, and was amazed at the compilation that he and Shyamal Datta together have made of the indigenous habitat of settlements in Northeast India. I'm grateful to all four of them for accepting my invitation. I now hand this over to Rasya Kumar of Team Ethos, who will now take us through today's session.
Today, we have the privilege of delving into this narrative of hidden treasures, cultural richness, and the challenges of preservation through the eyes and experiences of our esteemed speakers. We hope that this session will not only enlighten us, but also inspire us to reevaluate our perceptions and contribute to the conservation of these invisible monuments. Once again, I extend my heartfelt welcome to every one of you. And now, to introduce our speakers. For the first part of our session, we have architect Aishwarya Titnis and architect Hina Devi Singh from Jugadopolis to share the powerful restoration toolkit that they have developed. Aishwarya Titnis is an alumna of the School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi, India, and School of Town and Country Planning, University of Dundee, Scotland. Her deep understanding of the Indian context has led to her developing bespoke solutions that are both global in approach and an apt embodiment of the regionalism of her projects. With over a decade of experience in the field of architecture and urban conservation, she has pioneered several urban conservation and building restoration projects in India. Hina, the co-founder of Jugadopolis, brings her natural artistic inclination and rich experience in paintings, sculptures, and mixed media to develop the eclectic atelier that Jugadopolis is. Over to you, Jugadopolis.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I hope we do justice to all the kind words that you said about us. So without further ado, I'll share my screen. We can start. Second. So good morning. We're here to talk about the restoration toolbox today. And it has been a project that is very close to our heart. And it comes up after nearly 20 years of working in the industry, in the field. The restoration toolbox actually started off as our passion to fill the gaps that we found in the industry. And it's something that has been brewing for almost 10 years. And it's taken a long time for us to bring it where it is. So starting with the seeds of the restoration toolbox really come from our cities. I mean, we all are aware of the kind of pressures our cities are facing, the level of urbanization, the pressure of population, the pressure of infrastructure. And very often, as we walk through old cities, we forget that there is something
Aishwarya,
behind all the Yeah.
Sorry to just interrupt. If you could make your display full screen, that would be even better if possible.
That's actually not happening. I
Sure.
tried it, but
All right, no problem.
this
Please
is
carry on.
the only thing that's possible here.
No problem.
So yeah. So most of us, when we walk through old cities, are able to just look at the chaos and the commotion that it brings with it. But behind all of this chaos is a beautiful layer of our cities, of our histories, of our narratives that is haplessly being destroyed purely for not having traditional value in it. When we think about monuments or when we think about heritage, or what often comes to our mind are grand forts, palaces, buildings of everyday heritage, buildings that matter as our homes, as the places we work in, the places we study, are often not considered to be of heritage value. And the picture on the screen is similar to what we find in any city. Every now and then, as you walk through any old city, you will find crumbling buildings, you will find them being replaced with nondescript architecture. And so this story is common to almost all cities in India, that there is deep neglect and replacement with buildings that have very little architectural or social values that are coming up in its place. So at Jugadopolis, we decided that we wanted to change status quo. What could we do as professionals to make a difference? And so I think it's important for me to tell you the backstory of how we actually stumbled upon this. So we know that there is a lot of research on why we should save old buildings. And currently, in the current research context, it has been proven by multiple studies that saving buildings, repurposing them, reusing them, adaptive reuse is all part of the circular economy. So today, we are not just talking about saving heritage buildings, but we are talking about saving all buildings. Because demolition of buildings actually causes pollution, it causes environmental degradation, it adds to the landfills, and eventually our cities lose their identity, they lose their character, and most of the cities end up becoming similar to each other. So building on this research that reusing and recycling buildings is a key strategy for sustainable development. The idea is further propagated in the European Green Deal that came up in 2020, where they talk about that to achieve a carbon neutral environment, we have to look after what already exists. We have to make sure that it is compliant to saving energy. It is better for the future of our cities. So building on these ideas and building on another idea, which is that of the right to repair. Now, very often we realize that things are designed in a way that they should be replaced. Now, whether it is a phone that is designed to get obsolete in a few years' time and then replaced by another one, leading to more contribution to the landfills as well as more electronic waste. Similarly, today, our buildings are designed to have a life of about 50 years. And after that, it is assumed that they will be demolished and replaced with something else. As a result of which, very often the policies as well as the bylaws in our cities are geared towards demolition. Of course, it's not as simple as that because there are economic concerns, there are social concerns, there are multiple layers of legislative concerns that make it really difficult for people to save old buildings. And it's not wrong when we say that a lot of people consider heritage conservation a very elitist preoccupation because they think that it's for people who have money. But actually, if we're looking at heritage buildings and if we're talking about everyday heritage, then it matters that every building gets the chance to go into the future, that every building has the right to repair itself, has the right to repurpose itself, has the right to be adaptively reused to go into the future. And that is what started with our idea of the restoration toolbox. I'm going to play a little video, and I hope you can hear the sound.
Yes, we can hear the sound.
Unfortunately, we are losing out on repair, and I have in the last 20 years that I've worked in this field, I'm realizing that many of the skill sets that we had for repairs is vanishing. We don't have trades that we had before, that we so proudly went down the street, especially in India, and got things repaired. We are not having that. To make repairs not only as a as an event or a thought, but it should come as a policy direction, and it should be my right to get things repaired. When I talk about right, at the moment I don't get it as a right, I exercise an option of repair.
अप्रोक्सीमेटली जहाँ तक मेरा तजुर्बा है, जो लोग इसके साथ वाबस्ता है, जो ये काम करते हैं, मेरे ख्याल से जितनी भी बिल्डिंग्स मेरी खुद देखी है और मेरे फोटोग्राफ्स भी उसकी, लगभग 10-15 बिल्डिंग्स को ये सामान कलेक्ट करके
So there should be a collective available for people like me and for others who are doing similar things, where they could get the right advice. Sometimes the right advice can save the antiquity of the heritage.
So that was the whole idea of the restoration toolbox, that very often people don't want to walk the path of restoration because either they find it very difficult or they find it's not easy to restore. And most people have this conception that restoration is an uphill task, that we don't require restoration. So we started the restoration toolbox to make it into a user-friendly platform that empowers citizens, communities, heritage warriors, anyone who's interested in heritage, to be able to make a difference in the heritage that matters to them. So the Restoration Toolbox is an open source platform that has been built on the ideas of participation. So the toolbox actually brings together all the stakeholders that are involved in the conservation of everyday heritage, meaning architects, students, owners, occupiers, policymakers, or even municipalities. What the platform does is provides an opportunity to anyone who is interested in saving their heritage, to come together, collaborate, and co-create solutions. So there are multiple things that the platform does, and I will let Hina explain this in detail as she takes you through the demo, through the demonstration of the platform. But essentially, what the platform does is it helps citizens to identify buildings which are at risk, buildings which are in our everyday neighborhoods, or buildings or spaces that matter to us. It helps give a common ground to activists, to citizens, to anyone who wants to come together to do something about heritage that matters to them. And it also provides technical assistance in terms of expert advice, in terms of free resources. We have a bunch of manuals that we have created. So I'm just going to show you another little video of how the platform works. So just give me a minute. So at the moment, we have been able to co-create with students from across the country about 15 user-friendly manuals on materials that are available online for free on the Restoration Toolbox website. So if there are, it is intended to be user-friendly and graphically put together so that anyone, it could be a craftsman, it could be a contractor, it could be an owner, could take these up as references, and a stitch in time always saves nine, and hope that people are able to fix things in time before their buildings become really derelict, and it would require a lot of investment to bring them back to life. So I will now hand the platform to Hina to walk you through the platform and tell you more about it. So I'll stop sharing, and Hina, you can take it from here.
Everyone. I will just share my screen and take you through the platform. Just give me a second while I do that. Can everybody see it?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. All right. Yes. So the Restoration Toolbox, as Aishwarya has told you, is a very user-friendly platform which helps empower and engage state citizens in heritage conservation. It's a very simple process. You can just sign up for free, and you just need your basic information Once you sign up, you get to participate in a lot of processes that we have on the platform. I'll just walk you through some of the processes that we have. So the platform comes equipped with a risk at hand map, or where you can map the risk to your building. You can also assess the risk to your building. So you can just, there is a simple survey that you can fill, and once you grade it, you get at the end of it the kind of risk your building faces. So if there is a heritage building in your area, or there is a heritage building that you feel that you want to save, you can actually go, and once you just fill in the details and assess it, you can check if there is actually the level of risk that it's facing. Once you do that, you can come and map your building at risk. So here we have a few of the buildings which are marked. So we can probably do like a mock proposal. We can add a proposal and show you how that is. So you go into a new proposal. Sorry. Yes. So we can take a hypothetical name. Aishwarya, do you have a suggestion?
Pick anyone you like.
Yeah, I mean, anything. I mean, we just do a mock-up. Anyone is like, give me a suggestion. We can just name something. We just need some basic information on it.
Let's do the town hall.
Okay, let's see if you do the town hall. All right, we take the town hall. So it is a government building. In the old city of Delhi. Just, I think that is enough just for now. And we continue. Okay, so I think we need more than the town hall. Town hall, Old Delhi. There. Now it accepts it. All right. So you go continue. So there is already someone who's put Delhi Town Hall. So it shows you if there is a similar proposal already there. So you do not double mark something. So you say continue. And if it has an address, you say has an address and you enter the address. So we can just put in Chandni Chowk, Delhi, or Chandni Chowk, Delhi. So if you have a Google position, you can mark it better. So we zoom in on that. Let's see. Wait, just zoom in on that, and we say, okay, this is the town hall. We can mark it there, and we say send. So it has not been published yet. You can check your details, and you can decide if you want to publish it. So it's very simple. You have a building that you want to mark that you believe is at risk. And the risk you can assess if you're not very sure of what the risk is, but the risk could be anything. Maybe there is a threat from developers, or maybe it's just lying derelict, or there could be legal issues, but it's a part of your heritage you don't want to lose and you want to put it on the map. You can put it. I mean, you can even mark an entire precinct if you want. The aim is to make sure we have enough buildings or structures or anything that you consider your heritage, you can have it up on the map.
So the basic point of creating this map is that very often there are buildings in our own neighborhoods that are that we are going to lose, that matter to us as a community. And very often we don't know who to tell that to, or where to raise our voice. So what we tried to do with this particular map was to create all of that information in one place. So since, as I mentioned before, that there are multiple kinds of users who are signed up to the platform. So we are hoping that if someone puts a building at risk here, and there may be some journalists or there may be citizens organizations who, as soon as you put something on the map, anyone who signed up to the platform gets an email notification. So this is your chance to amplify that voice. So if you don't know anyone who would want to run a story on it, or if you don't know anyone who may have the funds or who may be looking for a similar building, what the platform does is puts all of that information on the same page, and it connects people to take action about this particular building. So once the building is up on the map, we can actually, the users, different kinds of users can come together to build a campaign to save this building. And I think, Hina, you can proceed further.
Yeah. So as you see, we already have a few campaigns that are up. And it's very simple to put up the campaign. It's the same basic information that you needed like earlier. So you go into create a project. And you say a new proposal. So you put in the title. Let's say we take Town Hall Old Delhi again. So here it already gives you a prompt of what you might need. You need the project title, the name of the project, the location, and why the building is at risk. Why should this building be saved, and what is the social commitment of the project, and how much money do you need? So this, we are in the process of connecting this platform to crowdfunding platforms also. So you can even do fundraising through the platform, because once you have people, like-minded people coming together, people with the common purpose coming together, you can actually work towards saving a building. A lot of times it's not about the money, but more about the awareness. So this helps you even create that. It helps you at least bring attention to what it is that you're talking about. So let's say if you're taking, or even if it's not the Town Hall Old Delhi, let's say if there is a public library in your area, which and you believe that you need to save the public library. So you put in the thing, and then here in the text, we put in again public library. Yeah, and then let's say it's at, I don't know, Bada Bazaar. So these are like all hypothetical locations, but yes, we're just trying to put it in. Why should it be saved? So you say it is a building that holds great
Community value.
Yeah, just correcting the text. That holds great community value. It possesses great architecture, whatever you believe is why this building should be saved. Now, when it comes to the social commitment, so why is it good for you to save this building? It cannot just be that you are attached to it. There has to be a bigger picture, because it's a campaign and you want more people attached, and then you can just put in how much amount that you would want to generate, or what is the campaign about. I mean, this says the amount of money you want to raise, but it could also be, what kind of awareness you want or what kind of involvement you want. Maybe you just want to create a campaign and have some revitalization of the area which you think would be able to save the building. So you just say continue. And you have these hashtags that you can use, has an address, and you can put in the address. I mean, I'm just going to put like, I don't know, but Bazaar exists everywhere.
Calcutta.
So, yeah. Sambal. Let's say Sambal. And you can
also upload a picture And this kind of proposal, if you have multiple users that are signed up, you can actually create this proposal collaboratively. So if you see below, there is options that you can upload documents, you can upload plans, sections, PPTs, anything, so that you can bring more people into the cause. So if you see here, you have the choice to add pictures, videos, or even documents. You can also collaboratively, like we work on Google Docs or slideshow, you can actually build the campaign together. So which means that you don't, sometimes you are in a place where you don't know who to ask the questions, you don't know who is your expert, but through this online platform, you can actually be talking to experts in New York or Sydney for that matter. As long as they are signed up to the platform, you can actually access experts, you can access funders, you can access people who are in love with heritage, or even NGOs who are interested in funding heritage restoration projects, not just in India but abroad, to come together and save a building. So what this does is also creates a network of heritage enthusiasts, people, students, and experts all together on the same page. So we believe that this gives an opportunity, like a equal opportunity to everyone. It's not that if you are geographically located in, let's say, Mumbai or Delhi, that you can access these kind of resources. With the digital technologies, now anyone in any part of India or the world can actually come together and collaborate if they feel for the cause.
So like you saw how we had put up a project and there was a similar project already. So it could be this is also how you kind of grow your community and you connect with other people. You can go onto the map and see if there is already a building that you've been worried about or thinking about, or you care about in whatever way. You can go find it. And let's say if I just go to the processes, let's say this is one of the processes that exists here. If you open the process, you can see that there are how many people follow that. So there is like this lost heritage of Kila Raipur village of rural Olympics, and you see there are 5 followers. So if there is a project or there is a certain campaign which is on, you can join in and you can, there are announcements, there are chats, you can actually have conversations with like-minded people or people who feel towards the same thing. So you'll see that there are a lot of these processes here, and we have like 19 proposals on so far, which is for us, I mean, we think it's a decent number. And as you will see, you have like followers and people who are, so we have like restoration of BMC headquarters here. And here there are like 6 followers. So you can have conversations around what
Matter.
each and each of the projects. 1 second. So wherever we have taken the project with us, and also we are happy that there are people who have volunteered and come and put up their things. By volunteered, I mean that once they realize that there is a platform like this that exists, that they put it out there and they have gotten other people to join in. And today we have 5, tomorrow maybe we'll be 500 per proposal. The aim is to bring about awareness, and the aim is to do something collectively about it. One of the other.
So once you have built a campaign and maybe you've secured funding for this particular project, the next part of the platform is actually resources that help you do the project. So that's what we are calling the toolbox. So Hina, you want to talk about this one?
No, I thought. So we have this is what is the part which is actually the part of the platform that helps you actually do something. So this process is called the toolbox, and what you can have here is either expert consultations. We also have a material library, as you saw in the video, a resource map, and of course the journal or whatever is happening. So I will just walk you through this. So here we do offer something which is called expert consultation. So you can just book a consultation. You can do it in person, you can do it online or hybrid, and you can just book an appointment and meet one of the experts.
hoping that, once the platform is populated and we have all kinds of experts who are signed up to it. So suppose you are doing a particular building in any city and you're looking for an expert in, let's say, cast iron, or you're looking for an expert in, say, reinforced concrete, and that expert is actually sitting in Australia. So you could be a municipality, you could be anyone who has a building and has a project and doesn't know who to ask the right technical questions to. So the technology has been designed in such a way that we can have all kinds of experts also signed up to the platform, so that it's easier for people to find the right expert in one place. At the moment, all of this happens through personal networks. So at the moment, if you know someone who knows someone, that's how you get into a project. But we want this to be more broad based. We want that every municipality in India should have access to this expert. Every architect or every student should have access to this kind of knowledge, so that when they are doing a project, they don't have to struggle and they actually can ask the right questions to the right people. Now, how that consultation works, whether you want to take it in a hybrid mode, whether you want to invite them to site, and whether you want to make a project out of it, is something that is up to the individual who is putting the request on the platform. The platform doesn't take any fees for facilitation, and the platform doesn't build projects. It essentially is like a connection that people can find their own relationships thereof.
What let's say you have found an expert or not, or you've had a little bit of mentorship and discussion with someone, and now you decide to carry your project forward on your own. So what we have for you are a set of DIY manuals, and these manuals come with a basic introduction of the material. So if you're unsure of what it is that you're working with exactly, you also have like the entire description and process of production, so you can identify your material with ease. And once you do that, you can actually work on doing it yourself. You can repair whatever you want on your own. So I will just show you one of the manuals, which so we have, as you can see, we have a lot of manuals here. We can just so these manuals are available online. They are in very simple graphic knowledge, because we realize that it is essential that there should not be any kind of parity in trying to understand them. So everybody understands pictures, so they're very pictorial, they're graphic in nature, and it's very easy.
And these manuals have also been created by students. All of this research has happened through the Jugadopolis internship program, where students from across the country have been mentored by us to create these manuals. And I think for us, it's a teaching, it's learning, and a sharing process. And we have at the moment 15 manuals, but this is an ongoing process. And we actually are looking forward to collaborating with more colleges, more schools, and more students to sort of make up this repository for the future. Because having made these 15 manuals, we also realized that this is a teaching tool for students about how to fix things, how to building construction. And I'm happy to share that, we've been working very closely with the Jindal School of Art and Architecture, and this has now become a part of their practical training studio. And we have been running hands-on workshops where the students are actually using these manuals to learn building construction and to learn the process of restoration.
The entire idea is to help them, help students understand materials, the basic fundamentals, and kind of immerse themselves completely in every material, in its use and its action. I'm sorry, I think there's something wrong with my with the internet connection. It's not loading properly. Yes. So the idea is to help them understand each material properly, and then when they create these manuals, so I will just open the page where they will, yes. So when they create these manuals, until unless they understand the process and the methodology of actually doing these repairs or doing these to working with these defects, they won't be able to create something which is so simple for someone else to understand. And this helps our clients, not really clients, but the end user, who could be actually not from the architectural field. I mean, this is something that any normal citizen can use and do. Or even, let's say you don't want to do it yourself and you find a contractor or you find some labor who would be able to help you with this. They can follow these manuals easily and carry forward the work, the repair work or the restoration work. So these manuals have worked very effectively in a project which is part of the restoration clinic. That is something that I will also tell you about in a while. So as you can see here, it's very simple to follow. It tells you, whatever the things, like there's mold deposit or dry rot on surface, etc. You can just refer to a manual. And we have like 15 of these that we can let me just check this. Yes. So coming back on the platform, we have currently 15 manuals that you can do. Now, let's say you've gotten a manual and the repair that you need is kind of technical. What this also has, the map, which is, it also has a resource map, which is currently getting populated. That the resource map points you to anything that you might need to deal with the material. So you have, let's say, contractors who work with that material mapped around you, or you even have, because it's a DIY manual, you can even find a store to go pick up something else. Or if there is a certain project which you believe needs some expert guidance, there are also institutions and other practicing professionals that are put on the map. So the map helps you connect with other people again. The entire idea of the platform is to help people, like-minded people, connect and work on a common cause. The idea is to come together and work towards our heritage. So as like I was telling you a little earlier, another part of the restoration toolbox is what we call as the restoration clinic. Through the clinic, we mentor young professionals as well as young students to work on real-time conservation projects. So the pilot project of this is the Warden House. This is in Mussoorie. And the client approached us because he wanted to find out where to get lime plaster. And we asked him what the project was about. And he was an enthusiastic individual who wanted to work on this project on his own. So we offered him that we will help you and mentor you through the restoration of this building. And we will do it by also having students work on it and also guiding young professionals, young architects work on the project. So this way, the project gets technical advice. The client can work through the entire stages and processes of the restoration. There were manuals, some of the manuals which we have up on the platform, they were used in doing the restoration work, and the students from the Jindal School of Art and Architecture also worked on different aspects of the restoration process. This brings together again two other key factors, is that young students and the actual project, they come together through the platform to do something like this. It is, I will just see, I think we have some more pictures of this. Aishwarya, do we have the new update?
No, I think it's getting updated, but it will get updated so any of them can visit the platform and see, because a lot of things are ongoing at the moment. As we speak, we've just finished a hands-on workshop this last weekend, and we'll be updating that on the platform. So the basic point was to say that the platform is created more like a teaching tool where young people, young professionals, and students, we are offering them mentorship and empowerment to also learn on the job. And I think that is one of the objectives of Jugadopolis, was to support young people in skill building and training, and making heritage conservation more exciting and more easy to do than what the perception is. So I would just say that there's a lot that's happening on the platform, and I would really invite you to explore the platform. Please do sign up for it. It's free, and once you do that, you'll be able to keep up with all of that that's happening. Please feel free to use the platform to launch your own projects and bring more people together. So in the end, I'll just like to say that heritage conservation is a collective process. And when we're talking about everyday buildings, each and every one of you is important in the process. There are only so many lone warriors, but the power always lies in the collective. So please do join the movement, and let's collaborate and save our cities and make them resilient, sustainable, and livable for the future. I think we can stop there for now. Hina, you want to say something?
It's going to take all of us to carry this movement forward. And that's why I'm really happy that there are so many students here, because we believe that if the students start, kind of sharing our school of thought, they join this movement, we will be able to make a difference. So I especially ask the students out there that, come sign up on the platform, look through it, look through the manuals, and trust us on this, that you will start viewing the world very differently. It will change you. And this is the only way forward. It is not one of the ways forward. This is the only way forward. We need to restore, reuse, and refurbish our heritage and carry it forward. Even if you want the greatest, the best technology and the best finishes and everything else, it can all be done. If you reuse your buildings, it can be done. It's not difficult. You have to just apply yourself and do that. So this is to the students out there, please sign up. Yeah.
Any of you have any questions or would like to know more, please do write to us, and please find us on the restorationtoolbox.com, or just write to us at jugadopolis@gmail.com, and we'd be more than happy to handhold anyone else who would like to know more about the platform.
Yeah, we run a continuous running roster of internships. So they vary from 6 months to 6 weeks to 8 weeks as the shortest, and then of course as many months as you want to stay on. And we can figure out a way. We can customize a way. If you want to work and you want to learn and you want to make a difference, you want to collaborate, co-create, reach out to us, and together, yes, we'll make a difference. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya, Hina. This was really eye-opening. Thanks for breaking down this fantastic toolkit for us. I think this truly helps make the shift from elitist to all, because we are not just getting like-minded people together, but actually arming them with the information and support that can empower everyone to act. So thank you so much for that. I will move on to the next part of the session, after which we will have